welcome back to day 2 of our Business Growth Network Summit 2018. I told Jena when we started I was going to compete today because being the vision warrior and this hat you can't see, and she was wearing a crown in some of these videos that if you haven't seen yet, you'll have the opportunity to see. This is my ball cap with a zombie bite taken out of the what do you call it? The bill of the cap, and it says Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, which is actually, as I told Jena, is actually a movie. I've become kind of a studier of
a zombie aficionado.
Yeah, zombie aficionado. I'm trying to learn everything about the zombie metaphor so I can make sure that I have some fun illustration of everything I'm doing in the book. But anyway, today we're going to talk to Jena about the silver bullet, right? This is the answer everybody assumes will solve all of their problems.
Okay.
Yeah, the silver bullet of social media. And everybody says, okay, I'm ready to start my business. I don't know where I'm going, what my vision, what my value. I don't know who my ideal client is. I don't know whatever. But if I get on Facebook and I start posting, and maybe Instagram too.
If you post it, they will come.
Yeah, and if you post it, they will come. That's how you build your business, right? So Jena's going to explain to us how magical that is and go into a little discussion here on social media and how that can be utilized, or how it should or shouldn't be utilized in your business. So I'm going to turn it over to Jena. She's got some slides. She's got some things she'd like to share with us today, and I think you're going to be very enlightened, having been part of our Business Growth Network and a lot of our discussions with the insiders up to this point over the last year or so. I can tell you that there are a lot of nuggets here that you can pick up if you pay attention. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jena, and let's go.
All right there. So, yeah, in fact, you sent Brian over the other day to talk to me, and that was the first thing he said. I was going to hire someone for social media. Well, what are they going to post for you? Just my social media. So one of the few things, a lot of the monetization of my influencer blog back in the day started with Fiverr. And the things that I sold on Fiverr have kind of migrated, but one of the things that's the only one I still have left up for sale is a Facebook audit. Mostly just because I've gotten it down to a science.
I know, Jena, I know that you're not, the purpose of this isn't to talk about Fiverr, but because I know your history there, and I know that, I think that would be interesting. A lot of people don't know. I'm still surprised to find out. I mean, I used Fiverr to help have somebody develop a logo for me. I've had, it's, very, is that a Fiverr product right there? So anyway, but I know you've used it, but also you've monetized it.
I monetized it. So if anyone who's familiar with the Ryan Dice model or anything, an entry point over a tripwire offer, a lead magnet even, I've sold the things that I offer on my website for free. Well, for an email address, I can sell them on Fiverr and just email them out to them just like I would the other people. So, but on Fiverr, the only thing I have left, just because it's almost fascinating to me, and I've found it to be a good lead magnet into our social media accounts, is the Facebook audit. And it's always interesting to hear what these magic things that people want their Facebook business page to magically make happen for them in a time frame since summer that Facebook has run out of real estate for your business page to organically show up. Like, it used to be you'd get 1% to 2%. Before that, it was 7%. You get zero exposure. None, zero, zip. Like, if you are like George Takei, and I hope I said his name right, and you have like 1 million people following your business page, and you have another 30,000 people commenting and sharing your post, it'll get some organic reach. But if you don't, if you're like the rest of us and you're just running a business, even if you've got 50,000, subscribers and clients, you're not getting organic reach. And these people with brand new reach are like, it's going to magically bring me sales, right? So today's talk is 14 things you're doing wrong and what to change. And I literally, in building the process that we talked about yesterday, I completely had a set of things like, do they have this? If they don't, say this. And I can pretty much delete the question each time because every single account pretty much is suffering from the same 14 symptoms, same ones. And so just put them together. And this is actually a new presentation. The only people who've seen this are my veterans from the Veterans Operations Center over in Arlington. So I'm going to, with that, flip over.
Great.
If you have any questions, go ahead and ask and interrupt me. As you mentioned yesterday, I have a tendency to fly.
Well, as you go through this, I'm hoping that not only will we hear what we're doing wrong, but some suggestions on what to do right as we go.
Oh, yes. So I didn't add that. Let me, as I go over here. Is that a PDF? No. I'm just in here. I get a view.
You're in Keynote. Just go to the.
Oh, play.
There you go.
So yeah, 14 reasons you're failing with social media and what to do about it.
Yeah, that's the part I like.
For those of you who didn't see yesterday's presentation, why do companies win and others fail? It's because you're not treating it like warfare. I'm ex-military and certified specifically in social media and community building. And here's my favorite representation. Everyone wants to know what social media and how it's going to turn their business into a powerhouse tomorrow organically with nothing paid. This is social media. It's the iceberg, except social media, you can't see my mouse. I have to figure out how to do that. That very tip top of that little iceberg sitting on top of the water, that's social media.
Yeah, and Jenna, let me stop you for just a second there. She kind of blew through that, and it's the same thing with, I did a talk on Monday, and then I'll do another talk on Friday, and this is Tuesday. If you didn't see Jenna's talk yesterday, then you need to make sure you go back to that one, because I think a lot of this, even though this is totally focused on social media, you'll kind of get the rest of, this is going to be the tip of the iceberg, metaphorically, the same way she's picturing this. Go back and look at that.
Not just the tip of the iceberg. Social media, especially organic social media,
right,
is the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
It's the tiny little peak there at the top where the penguin's standing. In other words, it's just not the answer to your problems. Some social media manager is saying, if you just give me $200 a month, I'm going to solve the world's problems. It's not going to happen. They're not going to bring in sales. If done correctly, organic social media, because we still do. We completely changed our product for social media. We don't handle active campaigns. We don't handle active holidays. When we do organic social media, we've driven our price down to the bottom, but what we just do is we focus on branding. So when someone comes to your page, it's well branded. It shows you as the authority. It communicates the problems you're solving. It handles search engine optimization, which unfortunately it's not really a Google metadata content thing so much anymore as it is a social media thing. And that's a whole other conversation. But that organic social media with your posting, it is really just the tip of the iceberg. So there's nothing in here that's going to make you a millionaire tomorrow. There's nothing in here on its own that's going to double your business. And we'll get into some of that as we go down.
Well, and I would say, Jenna, just to frame that's a great point that you just made. There's literally not one of these talks that in and of itself that we'll see of the 30 or so that we're going to have that is a silver bullet. I was joking about the silver bullet.
Well, I was just talking with one of an equity. He does, instead of getting paid in cash, he gets paid in equity. Of course, he's very particular about which ones he takes on. There are a couple of silver bullets. Implementing a full email automation sequence, assuming you already have a business
Right.
that is making money, right? Let's say your business is making 50,000. Implementing that can take it to 100. If you're making 100, implementing it can take it to 200. So there are some bronze bullets.
Yeah, I was going to say, I still, there's a lot of work to be done, and again, people are looking for easy answers.
Yeah, but when it comes to, let's say, doubling your business, because that's what our goal is when we set out to do certain tasks with a client. Doubling zero is still zero. Doubling $500 a year in revenue is still only $1,000 a year in revenue.
Right.
So any one single thing that you do to double your business needs to be relative to where your business is at. And it also needs to be consideration, can your business double?
Right.
We have one company, they physically cannot double. If we doubled them, they would not be able to logistically handle double, right? So number one, and this goes back to the vision challenge and why it's so important to do the vision challenge first, right? To go through and do a strategy first. Those two things, you need both. Know why. Most people just hop on Facebook and they're like, it's going to be that magic silver bullet. They have no specific goal. They don't know where Facebook fits in. So when we look at the customer value journey here in the back, they're like, oh, it's going to bring awareness. Your organic Facebook Twitter is just not going to bring awareness. It's just not, especially on Facebook, which is a very developed social media platform. If you get in some of the beginning of some of these, like if you were the first one on Blab, or you were the first one on, what's the one that Facebook already squished into the ground with Facebook Live? That one where you could do live video and people could comment?
Oh, Periscope.
Periscope. If you were at the beginning of Periscope, if you were at the beginning of Facebook, these were possibilities, but in a developed platform with 1.6 billion active users, so people actually using their accounts, there's no free lunch. None. Zero, zip, zilch, none, right? Because there's no risk. It's a guaranteed platform. So have a goal, know why you're using it. I mentioned yesterday, there's the girl who does, she does Indian formal wear.
Right.
And her parrot is in the office with her, and her parrot is the voice of Facebook. So everything is written from the parrot's perspective, and it's to humor and engage people who are going over there to look at her products.
Yeah, interestingly enough, when you mentioned that yesterday, I thought of my good friend who owns C3 Automotive, and he always has his dog Repo. Interestingly enough, Automotive Repo is his dog's name, and it's the famous Lab Repo. He's a Labrador Retriever, and his persona, if you will, for the business is Famous Lab Repo. Like I'll have Famous Lab Repo.
It's his mascot.
Yeah, but people can relate to it, and everybody comes into his dealership looking for Famous Lab Repo, and it's cool. I mean, it works.
Well, I mean, mascots are a great way. I mean, if you're looking for a direction or a voice, right? So Trello has the little husky dog, little white husky. AppSumo has tacos. There's so many apps, or not AppSumo. Everyone likes to use that sumo word now. Oh, I can't even remember. There's one that actually has a sumo warrior guy, like the big fat guy that goes in the ring. You're looking at ours. We haven't actually named mine. I was thinking at the first of the year having a contest on Facebook to name my little pilot over there. But have a goal, know what it is, do the vision challenge, have a strategy. Know that the purpose of Facebook is engagement to build authority to educate clients. It's going to be part of your SEO strategy, and it can be multiple things. Don't get me wrong. Like when we set up the marketing strategy for clients, Facebook can fit because of how developed and how complicated Facebook is. Facebook can pretty much fill every block on that customer value journey in some way. I'm not saying it should be your only way, but it's different aspects, right? So you have to consider which aspect of social media and Facebook you're using before you move on. And I put that right there. Please go do your vision challenge. I'm not joking. Please go do a marketing strategy before you call someone about Facebook at all. And here's the customer value journey. I'm not going to go into this because we covered it yesterday. We didn't even just do this. We did the marketing strategy. We flew through it. This one piece right here could get its own talk. Understand that Facebook and social media, especially Facebook, has the power to fill a lot of these, but not just your post feed organically. That's not going to really do much for you except over there in the engaged section. Not having a business Facebook page. I don't get these as much anymore because Facebook implemented a button to turn your personal page, if you were using a personal page for your business, into a business page, and they've really been cracking down on this. One of the biggest reasons is if you're using a personal page for your business, one, you're limited to 5,000 people. And you're like, oh, but I'll get more organic reach out of it. Yeah, and Facebook is going to toss your little button Facebook jail if just one person reports you. They get 6 million reports a day, Facebook does, just for fake accounts like your business page. That's not obscene post. That's not, I don't know, whatever anybody else posts or reports on Facebook, just for these fake accounts or accounts not owned by actual people. 6 million reports a day, and they will shut you down. They will lock you out. They will toss you in jail for a week on your first offense. Push the button, convert it to a business page, and you get to start to see some interesting things happen, like analytics. You get to see how many people are viewing your pages, your posts, everything. The world opens up to you. The other one I see a lot is afraid to promote. And I don't even mean paid promotion. Ask your friends to like your page. Go up and just, I can't remember which button off the top of my head it is. It's usually the little 3 dots now in the corners where I find it. Click on that and go invite friends. I don't know about you, David. I have over 1,100 friends now on Facebook. That's 1,100 eyes that care about me in some way, shape, or form, who know me at least a little bit, to invite to my page. And everyone's like, well, what if I annoy them? It's not really that annoying. It just shows up in their notifications. It doesn't even ping them usually. It doesn't go to their email unless they specifically have it in their email. So you're not really being all that annoying. And if it's that big of a deal to them, oh my God, Dave asked me to like his Vision Warrior page. If that really bothers them, are they your friend and someone you want to surround yourself with in 2018? If they can't not even like your page, if the mere idea of asking them to like your page is so offensive to them, it's really not someone you want on your friends list. I'm not asking you to bombard your friends on your post on your organics. I'm not asking you to message them to like your page. I'm saying go to the little button and select them to like your page. It's nothing. There was a time Facebook's actually gotten away from likes. They used to require, and I don't know if they still require this, because this has pretty much made it null and void, that you needed 50 likes before you could get all the cool analytics on your business page, right? I don't even think they need that. They've even thought about deleting the likes, but so that you can have the little bit of social proof off into the corner on your business page, so when somebody or competitor comes to see it, just ask your friends. And my poor friends as a marketer, and when I take over people's business page, I will do this for a lot of my better clients. I'm like, oh, you're in Frisco? Let me go pull up all my friends in Frisco, and I'm going to request my Frisco friends to like your page. So my poor friends get asked a lot. And you know what? No one has ever complained, not once. So please don't be afraid to put yourself out there and just ask your own friends in theory, to like your page.
So you could even ask your friends or friends to ask their friends. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, you can even ask your friends to do that, but that's a bigger ask. I will say that. That's like your bestie, like your wife, your husband. Maybe if your kids probably aren't going to do it. What I'm saying is, like, as a marketer, when I take over admin of another page,
Right.
I will ask my personal friends to like that business's page.
Right, because they're supporting your business by liking your clients'
Because
page.
literally, I don't even feel like I'm asking sometimes something of my friends. Like when I'm doing it, so my client, the Musical Arts Schoolhouse, I would call it premier preschool. Like I put my daughter in this school because I was so sold on what they had to offer compared to the very great Montessori that we were already in, right? For my poor friends on Facebook, they got to watch me post like 20 videos of her dancing on stage, right? But I believe in that business. I feel like when I was asking these particular friend groups that I invited to like their Facebook page, that I was doing them a service.
Sure.
Here's a business that I really believe in that most people don't know exists because their marketing up till this point has been insufficient. Here's a business I think you should know about. Here's something to put on your radar, right? So this is not a big ask. I don't know why people are afraid that their self-esteem is that low that they wouldn't think that they think that this is a big deal. This is not. Go to your business page today. Heck, do it while you're on the call. We can multitask that simply. And start asking your friends to like your business page.
I'm going to go right now and start asking my friends. No, I'll pay attention. I'll pay attention.
Yeah, David's ADD. He can handle it. This is a big one. We've gone through some of the basics. Now we're going to start getting personal, and the words are going to start getting harsh. Your images suck. I mean, super suck. All right. It's not that hard to go get on Canva, Snappa, Photoshop if you have the skills. Typic is a $3.99 app on your phone. In Light, which is more like more like Photoshop, $5.99. Snappa, $10 a month. Canva, free if you use the basic whatever. What was the one? We even, AppSumo on a regular basis has these graphics companies that come out you can get for $39 for lifetime licenses. Go to Fiverr and get a $5 cover photo that looks like it belongs on a business. Be a pro, get nice graphics. When you've got crappy graphics, when your images are dark and blurry, when you can't see the words, it doesn't look like a professional business. People do the majority, we're talking 3/4 of the research before they buy or purchase, especially anything over $20. They research you on your website, they research your Facebook. It needs to look professional. So your images suck. Every single one of you, pretty much. I think in all of the audits I've ever done for Facebook, I think maybe 3 clients out of 300 have had good images. No messaging, no clear messaging is number 5. You need to have a clear call to action pretty much everywhere. Everywhere on Facebook, everywhere on Twitter, everywhere on your website, everywhere. What should somebody do? They are sheep. Tell them what to do. Your cover photo, your profile photo, if you click on them, there's a description. Have your call to action there. Every one of your posts, we did a interior designer, and she'll come in and do like a free consultation, free color selection. Every single Facebook post that we did for her in some way or fashion is asking, hey, call me. So I don't like to put a lot of links everywhere because links are bad, and we'll get to that. So every single post, if I wasn't including a link, had, if you'd like to transform, let's say we're talking about bathrooms, we had an image where they could select their favorite bathroom. If you'd like to make over your bathroom into something fabulous, call blank, 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 or what is it, 55555, to reach, Colby Interior Designs and get a free 1-hour consultation in your home, right? Because that's converting. 1 hour of time is converting in their home. Every single thing had that. If we had a link, hey, click here to sign up for your free consultation. Everywhere in her photos, sometimes we would have it in the photo, get your free consultation now. It was very clear the next step from Facebook. So you're looking at the customer value journey. Someone is here. We're looking then to get them to subscribe and or convert. That is your clear call to message everywhere. What do we want them to do in Business Growth Network? Go find out if you're a zombie. Go take the vision challenge. Whatever you're promoting at that point, everything should be telling you that. No continuity. This kind of goes back to messaging and those images, but build your brand everywhere. We talked about yesterday, towards the end of the presentation, having colors, having a specific font, having a voice for your brand. That should go across the board. My slides, you're staring at them. They have my colors, my mascot, my fonts. These are mine. I've decided they're mine. I own them. I'm the queen of that color of red and that color of black. And yes, that black is not black. It's not 0000000. It's 212121. For those who are in the hex code design business. Take that into your images. Like when we build social media now, we actually build it a year ahead of time. We build out an entire year all at once. And that actually helps make this easy because we can take all of Monday's post. Literally, when you're talking about how easy is it to do your social media and have it taken care of, we take all of Monday's posts. We decide that Monday is going to be Monday motivation. We're going to play off the Monday motivation hashtag. Not that anybody really uses it anymore. And we're going to do inspiring quote boxes. And every single one of those quote boxes is going to say warfare marketing tiny at the bottom. It's all going to have my black, my red, my fonts. And this little guy over here who doesn't have a name should have a contest. Talking to that, David, I'll have a contest and we'll name him. It's going to have him telling you, something that represents our brand. Like when life gives you lemons, cut them, squeeze them, and drink their souls. It needs to be you, right? Don't say drink coffee if you're not, that's not part of your brand. So have some continuity. You can start on Facebook, but then, here's another great thing. Build that continuity on Facebook. Build all those Monday posts. You now have 52 images to use on your website. You have 52 images to use on Twitter. You have 52 images to use on LinkedIn. When you start building this content, you start having a library. Use it. Make it look like, no matter which platform somebody goes to, make sure they know it's you just by looking at it. Inconsistency. Get a scheduler. So you can go to, Post Planner and get a free one for one account. They even let you pick. It can be your business account. It can be your personal account. The nice thing about Post Planner, they will help you find content. They will not let you do it more than, I think, 7 posts in 30 days out for the free account, which that kind of makes it no fun. $10 a month will get you Hootsuite. $50 a month will get you Meet Edgar with rotating post. $50 a month will get you eClencher with rotating posts, save posts, scheduled posts, post analytics. I'm a big fan. That's what we actually use on an agency level, though. That one is a little known one. It came out through AppSumo. But that one is kind of amazing with what it's offering. It offers a whole lot. It's not as pretty. They don't do the best marketing. I should call them about that. but it's pretty awesome. For $50 a month, it will save you a lot of time. But you have to put out a schedule. In this schedule, I was listening to a social media manager give a speech at that Veterans Business Operations Center. And that's the speech I was so mad at. I was just shaking my head the whole time and I had to walk out of. And of course, her speech, like most people, is trying to sell something at the end, blah, blah, blah. And she had her packages broken up into 1 post a day, 2 posts a day, and 3 posts a day. So obviously she thinks people should post three times a day because that's where she gets paid the most. There is no reason on your business Facebook page you should be posting organically 3 times a day unless, like George Takei, you actually have people reading them. No reason whatsoever. 1 post a day for, we'll call branding and authority, is more than sufficient. And then if you're doing an event, let's say you are speaking, at an event, then, doing those extra posts that are a little bit, less branded, or it's Facebook Live, or you're just reaching out real quick, or you're taking a picture of the dog in the auto shop, right? Or what was it? Eric Swanson was like, I'm taking a screenshot of our Zoom meeting that we're doing now and posting that. That's 2 posts a day. That's good, especially on Facebook. 3 posts a day is awful. In fact, I went and audited several large companies. Walmart, who has its social media game down, they know why they're there on Facebook. They post once every 14 days. Those posts get over 1,000 comments. They're all bad. Don't get me wrong. They're pretty much all bad reviews for Walmart, but they recognize what Facebook means to them. If you're a business owner, there's no reason you need 3 posts a day. Get a scheduler and have a consistent post every day, every other day. Whatever it is, just be consistent. Don't do 3 posts a day because you're paying attention to Facebook and then no posts for a week. You're messing with the algorithm and you're going to mess it all up and you're going to end up getting nobody. I'm going to lose my voice here. I need to drink more tea. Number 8, you vomit. Like a zombie, we'll go back to Dave's analogy. You just vomit out whatever you're thinking. You go to other people's pages and you share their stuff with just like 8 of them. They're just like, bleh. There's no thought given. There's no intention to what you're posting. Why don't people communicate with your post? Because it has no intention. You're sitting there thinking, what do I post on Facebook? Blech. There is no B2C. There is no B2B. It's all human to human. How would you have a conversation right now, right here? Hey, what's your name? Let's get to know each other. Hey, we go back to the interior designer. Here are 4 drastically different bathrooms that we happen to design. Which one's your favorite? Do you like the modern one? Do you like the one in the cabin in the woods? Do you like the highly traditional Victorian that has clutter everywhere? Do you like the outdoor one in the Bahamas, right? Which one would you prefer to have, A, B, C, or D? I don't know what it is about those images. It just works. Dave, you might have seen, now this was nothing intention with this particular post I'm going to mention. It was a legitimate problem. I did a photo shoot. I could not decide which photo to use. Well, who cares? It's my audience. I'm going to be using it for my speaking engagements and my business. So go to my business page, ask my audience, share that to my audience. It's not going to remember, no organic reach just sitting there on your business page. I shared it to my personal page. I shared it to my mom's business group, and I shared it to the Digital Marketer Engage group. We're looking at my analytics on the back page because even we don't focus a lot on our organic reach there. It's low. And then now there's just this massive spike that if anybody knows anything about charts, it literally breaks the chart because there's such a change in how many responses and engagement and comments. So it made everything look itty bitty and tiny. I think it is in the tens of thousands in engagement, comments, and shares. It is still going. I posted that like a week or two ago, and I haven't even been monitoring or engaging with it, and it still keeps going because that's how many. So ask questions, give people an A, B, C, or D option. I haven't even checked LinkedIn. I went and posted it on LinkedIn too and stopped checking it after a day. Those are the posts on LinkedIn. It always, I always kind of shake my head a little bit because the girls do them. I'm a girl. I put a pretty picture of a pretty girl in there, right? And said, choose, which one should I use? It'll keep going. Those are the things that work. Dave's also seen my personal post every morning. I tried for the last year to see if I could game the algorithm on the personal side. It works, by the way. All I do is ask a question in the morning. It removes a lot of the problems I've had with social media. Just ask questions and people will answer them. If you don't know what to post, ask a question. Don't get link happy. That's part of the problem. You're like, I want people to see my website. Links on Facebook, pointing back to your website, are outstanding for SEO. It should point to more than just your homepage. It needs to spread the love around. This is a great way for building your organic search engine optimization for Google. It really is. It is a major 1/4 pillar for Google currently as it stands. However, Facebook's only goal is to make the user, the end user, happy, not the business owner, the end user, like Dave sitting there scrolling Facebook because he wants to look at pictures of his grandkids. They want to keep you on Facebook. They don't want you on Snapchat. They don't want you on Google Plus. They don't want you on the New York Times. They want you on Facebook. So if you ever notice when you click on a link on Facebook, it still actually keeps you in the Facebook ecosystem until you actually click a separate button to go away. If you link too much away from Facebook, it's going to suppress. I mean, when you look at the difference between posting an image and posting a link, images go way up high. They get lots of views. Links get nothing. They just don't like it. Do you need them? Yes. Have links on Facebook, especially if you're sharing in your groups, and you can do it in such a way that the link matters to the person. We talked about this yesterday too. Nobody cares about you. Make it about them. Why should that person click on your link? Don't get link happy. Don't share everyone else's links. Be very, very intentional about your links that you share. Any questions there, Dave?
No, I think that's a good one. And are there any, you said there are places to share links. I mean, for example, we're, promoting, trying to get, as much participation, and we've been successful, and you've got,
there's no one outstanding place. So if you're going to share a link to your business page, I always, again, ask in a way that you would ask a human being. You would not walk up to, random people on the streets, or let's say you went into a networking group. Let's say you're at Richardson Plano Networkers, because I know you know that group. You wouldn't walk up to each person and be like, hey, go visit my website today. Hey, go visit my website today. Hey, if you'd like to buy my coaching program, go visit my website today for more information. You just wouldn't do that.
Right.
And that's the same thing with like the photos. Here's a photo of me. No one cares. If I'm asking for help though, hey, you would go up to a person at the Richardson Plano Networking Group and be like, hey, Dave, did a photo shoot and I'm really stuck. I've got 60 pictures to go through. Here's these 15 images. I've narrowed them down to 3 or 4. I think I narrowed it down to 4. Which one do you like better for my speaking? Like, which one do you like better for my speaking headshot? That's a human conversation. It's gaming the system as well. And there's certain that angle to look at it, but it is an actual human conversation. That post works so well because it was real. I'm really having a legitimate problem. I'm looking at 4 images that to me, I mean, they kind of look the same. I know that they're different. I know there's different personalities. Somebody was like, oh, this one's a crooked smile and it just doesn't seem as trustworthy. I'm like, that's my smile. My smile is crooked. My face is crooked. What do you want me to do about that?
Yeah, if we're going to get critical about the way things appear, it's going to be really depressing.
But everyone's feedback, I like brutal honesty, I really do, but that you understand that is a legitimate conversation. I would just as easily have brought that problem if photos were, tangible. They gave you the proof books. I would have just as easily brought that to the meeting in a networking group as I brought it to Facebook.
Sure.
Starting a conversation when you're at a dinner party, you don't sit there and say, you don't take a picture of your food and show everybody, hey, look at my food. All right, outstanding. Weird. What you might ask is, this is a great meal. What's the meal you would have if it was your last dinner on earth? What's your last meal? People would answer that question.
Sure.
So think about having an honest to God, real conversation with human beings when you're writing out your post. One of the things I always try to do, I tell my clients, nobody cares about them. Make sure you don't cut the conversation off of its legs. Like I learned how to do that in the Intel. They taught us how to cut a conversation off. What do you do for a living? Work on computers. How are you doing today? I'm fine. That you say one word, you just cut it off. There's no questions. There's no engaging. That's not Facebook. So I have to make a purposeful point, especially when doing my own, to make sure I don't cut the legs off a conversation. It's not just saying, here's 4 photos, I can't decide. Here's 4 photos, I'm having a really hard decide on. What do you think? You're throwing that question. Always put a question in your social media post. Don't just say, here's my food. I'm having a challenging time. Bella's keeping me up till 3 a.m. and I'm trying to edit these videos for this summit so we can get it out on time. What are your key tricks to putting a child to sleep? Ask questions. Don't cut the question. No, don't cut the question.
So, and one question, I mean, again, and this is good, and it helps me understand a lot as I'm even thinking about this, what to do and what not to do. And the purpose for doing this in my customer value journey is engagement, right?
Everything depends. It depends on where you are.
I mean, for this type of traffic, not to lead to something else, but just getting somebody to engage with
about links and the search engine optimization. Where do you share your links? I might share a link on my personal, so I would share it on my business page. I would take that post, share it to my personal page, and say, I just rebuilt my website. What do you think? Give me your honest opinions. Again, I'm not blasting out, here's my website. I'm asking my friends, give me some critiques. In doing that, they're going to click on my website. Okay. That for search engine optimization, that's all I need. Another one is like we talked about yesterday inside branding, where you want to have outreach. One of the spaces that I want outreach, not from a selling point, but for getting people to be affiliates for Business Growth Network for Warfare Marketing, is in the Frisco Moms Business Group. Can't remember the exact name right now. I can post one business post there a day. Same thing though. I'm not going to go say, visit my link. I'm going to share the post over there and say, here's a link to a form. How they get to my business page doesn't matter depending on what kind of SEO you're looking for. And again, SEO is its own complication. I'm not going to go into that. If you would like me to write a free blog post about your business, and by the way, I actually did this one day as just kind of an experiment. Go fill out this form. I completely handed it off to my guys, so it's not taking my time up. And we'll feature your business on my momboss.club blog. That gave me some data. I didn't make any money off of it. I featured 10 moms that filled out the form, images and everything. It gave me content. It took up time. I had to pay my employee, but I now have data. It became an amazing resource. If I want to know what, from a research standpoint, what kind of problems business owners are having, they openly told me. If I'm looking to do outreach for small businesses to let's say, bring them into the Business Growth Network, and I'm looking for how can I add value, because I'm a big fan, value in advance. I just gave them an extreme amount of value. I got their real name. When you're doing contact forms and you're trying to get opt-ins, I got a first and last name. I got a real email address, their core work address, not some fake one, not their spam one. I got the real email address, and they told me the exact problems they're having in marketing. That's golden. The fact that I have not taken that and ramped that up, that's a real missed opportunity for me, but I got that data. I also got people to visit my website. I got business owners to my website, and I got them pixeled. They are aware that I exist. So we're talking about,
what does pixel mean? You use that term all the time.
Most people know it as a cookie. You clear your cookies, you clear your cache. A pixel is a little dot left on their computer. Now this is going to get more technical than even I know, but the basic thing is it follows them around for 80 days. Unless they clear their cache, they clear their cookies, it follows them around. We keep those on our websites because it helps. You know, when you go to Facebook every day, you don't have to log in because you have a pixel cookie that keeps your information on there. So you don't have to log in every day. When they log into Business Growth Network, it keeps that information. Actually, I've not checked that, but I should. But it can also follow them around for marketing purposes. So one day I went into Nordstrom's, always a dangerous thing. I try to stay out of the mall, and I love Nordstrom. Their customer service is awesome. I've worn it. Did I wear it to you? I wore it for our other talk, our entry talk with you, with the crown. Remember that big shawl you saw, the fuzzies?
Yeah.
I saw that and just fell in love. It's dramatic. You have to be able to own it, right? There's no as we've talked, I'm an introvert. There's no hiding when you're wearing that. Everyone will see you. So I walked away from the store. I came home and I looked up online. I saw the price and I'm like, so expensive. It's like $180. That's a lot for me for a shawl that I can't wear every day. Again, you have to be pretty brazen to wear that. You have to be pulled together. Eyes will be looking at you. As soon, David, as I turned off, I left the Google page where I was searching, I left Nordstrom, I go over to Facebook, and there on the right side is an ad, not for Nordstrom, not for the shawl for the main color, because the main color I think was all black, and mine is variations. It's got an ombre to it, but for the exact scarf I was looking at, reminding me, you want it. You want it. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Right.
That pixel can follow them around. That's how when you start looking at cars, you start seeing cars on every website, every news site, every Facebook, is they are pixeling you both with a Google pixel, a Facebook pixel. I think, did LinkedIn come out with one? Are they working on it? No, they have not. Twitter, I think, has one, but nobody uses it. Who advertises on Twitter? What other companies have pixels? Active Campaign has a pixel. This is why people have gone to Google Tag Manager just to manage all their pixels. ConvertFox, I know we use ConvertFox. I'm about to implement it on Business Growth Network so we can more easily converse with people. Man, so many things have a pixel now because it can gather data. So if you're the business, this is creepy if you're the consumer. So creepy. But if you are the business owner, this is gold. It's pure gold. Things that can double your business, a full email marketing campaign, pixeling. Active Campaign, they actually just took, they made a true sync engine, and I'm going too far into this. As soon as somebody visits, you can put them in automatic things. So if they visit your website, you can add them automatically to a custom audience. So the pixels for Active Campaign, it sees that somebody visited your website. You can put them through an automation that says, add them to a custom audience on Facebook, and automatically within 5 to 15 minutes, it will start advertising to them on Facebook. Those can be completely linked now. Super excited. ActiveCampaign added that a month ago. So I don't care that somebody goes to how they get to your website. Another popular one is if you're going to do a link, do an advertisement. Go ahead and pay for it. Do a blog post. Do a blog post for take a zombie quiz, right?
Right.
Or our big one is build a marketing strategy with a free Evernote template. That's going to be our advertisement. I'm waiting on my pictures to get back to do a better one. Make it pure value so people will click on the link. Make it a conversation so people will click on the link. Pixel them so they enter your ecosystem and can't leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I could go down. That's a big
Yeah,
rabbit.
actually, that was a good illustration of some of the conversations in the Business Growth Network Insiders we get into, because obviously we're all not experts on each other's businesses and things. And you hear these terms, you hear what it is, you know it's important, but you have an opportunity to explore that. And that's, again, part of the value of what we're doing. So I didn't want to get too much down that rabbit hole, but that was educational and helpful. So,
yep, those are big rabbit holes. I mean, I know people who do, full conversations on UTM codes. That is such a tiny part of Facebook marketing. It's so complicated, but it's so powerful, right? The Facebook pixel, search engine optimization. I mean, these are things you could do entire college courses on. They are. I mean, they're just complicated when you're going past a 101 level, like this conversation here. I mean, we're going past a little 101 in that little rabbit hole, but this is 101, right? This could be taken so much deeper on any one level, but you can't implement what you don't know. You can't even decide, oh man, this is really important. What's that Facebook pixel she's talking about? You didn't even know about that. Now you do. I could tell somebody about a Facebook pixel 10 times before they even decide, oh, I should get one of those. I get it. It's hard. We're keeping it 101 here. Here's the great thing about Business Growth Network, at least as it exists today, and for 2018, I'll go that far. For $17 a month, you can ask me any question under the sun, and I'll make this promise today for 1 year. If you ask a question on Business Growth Network, of me specifically, a marketing question, I will at minimum do a Facebook Live real quick and answer it for you.
Cool.
That's
a great offer right there.
$17 a month who will promise you that.
Yeah, that's a great.
Great Turn does it. You get 1 hour a month for $400. Number 10, your narcissism is real. I don't even blame people for this. You don't know what else to talk about. I actually get that question a lot. What do I say on Facebook, right? You're like, oh, I'm talking about, it's my business page. I need to talk about my business. No, you shouldn't. One of the things that we do when we build, this is not in the business growth workshop, but we build a topic map. So when I build it for my clients, a topic map is just, what are we going to talk about? So put your business in a circle, just draw it out. You don't have to get crazy with it. Build that avatar that we discussed yesterday. What does that client care about? It has nothing to do with your business. If we have Business Growth Network, or I'll use David here. David's the vision warrior. You're obviously trying to build somebody's vision, right? You're trying to get them to become an aspiring leader. If you only talked about that would be really boring. What else does your client care about? Well, if they're running a business, they care about accounting, they care about operations, they care about marketing, they care about sales, they care about future casting, because if they're building a vision, right, they need to be able to learn how to build a future. That's not my wheelhouse. I know digital marketer, they did a great boot camp, how to future cast 90 days into the future. That has nothing to do with digital marketer. It has nothing to do with Dave Roberts and his vision challenge, right?
Right.
but it is something that business owners trying to better their future do and care about. So that should be on your topic map. So and this is really beautiful, this is from Digital Marketer, but this was in their social media specifically. But this topic map really is bigger. It really is. And that's what we've learned in building the marketing strategy. And it's why we included, even though, Digital Marketer did it for social media, but this topic map, man, we talked with Jeff Klein, and he was talking about building partners when you go into a networking meeting. Which partners do you want? If you care about future casting, you now want a partner in future casting. Why? Because he's not doing anything with visioning. That's not his wheelhouse. Y'all have the same clients. It's beautiful. Now you can share information. So when you talk about what do I post on Facebook, you can talk about future casting. Now you have a partner too. You can choose, like, I'm going to go talk about this guy who does future casting. That's not just Facebook. You can take that to any social media. You can take that to your website. You can take that to your speaking engagements. You can take that to your email marketing. He can take it to his social media, his email marketing, his website. This idea of a topic map will help you figure out what to talk about on Facebook, but it is so much more beautiful than that. As Jeff Klein talks about, you're not looking for clients inside these networking meetings. You're looking for partners. This is how you do it. I know Eric Swanson does this very well. And he knows Doug Grady and Anil and Scott Schilling. They network. They're not competing against each other. They've realized they share the same client and they're working together for that future. And that was part of, getting into that vision that you and I had. How do we bring business owners in to partner together, work together, and move forward together? Don't be a narcissist. Realize it's better to move together because you'll go farther. Don't be afraid to talk about other things on Facebook. I'm going to keep it back here so it doesn't get into that awesomeness. Beautiful things happen. Rosetta Stone is a great example. They don't talk about their language software. When I went to audit Rosetta Stone as an example for a presentation, I don't know, 2 years ago, they talk about 10 beautiful places you need to visit in Mexico. Because if you're visiting Mexico, wouldn't it be nice to know the language, right?
Absolutely.
So build that topic map. I will say this, I had one person argue this to me. I was giving a similar presentation. I thought I had 30 minutes to speak at the Plano Chamber. Turns out I had an hour. So I took, and I opened it up for questions at any given point. And it was funny, Gary Vee was just saying, how do you know a professional from a non-professional? Open it up to Q&A. A professional can handle questions. So I opened it up and they performed. The Plano Chamber of Commerce has real business owners. These are not baby business owners. These are people running very large businesses in some case. And he runs a salon. And he was like, why would I post anything else besides cutting men's hair? I'm like, don't you think that man, he needs more? He's coming in there so he can build an image. Well, as part of an image, he needs something nice to wear. He needs good shoes. He needs to know how to tie a tie. He needs to know how to make his breath smell fresh. He needs to know how to cleanse his skin. The people who are coming in to spend the level that you require for a basic haircut, for a men's haircut, it's not basic, it's fancy, right? Who want to get the extra shave in the hot towel, they care about their whole image. Partner with people, partner with a stylist, partner with one of these boutique men's clothier, I don't know how to say it, shops. And he was arguing, it doesn't matter. And I was explaining to him, now what if they partner with you and they share, like, the stylist is like, hey, this is my guy for men's haircuts. The clothier was like, yeah, go to this guy and he'll get you hooked up and he'll connect you with this guy and this guy too. You become part of a network and magic happens. So there is no reason to be a narcissism. You have to get over yourself, realize you are not the only person in the world that can solve all their problems, and partner with people who share your client that are non-competitive. Don't be a narcissist. All right. Compartmentalize. You need a strategy, even on your personal side. Now, David got a preview of my slides yesterday. I'm actually still working on this. I need to be a little bit more intentional. I'm getting better. I haven't spelled it out, much like the vision challenge. I haven't completely spelled it out myself yet. Pick a couple of pillars. Business owners do this for a reason. I need you to do it on your personal side too. Decide what matters to you. What are you going to post on your personal side? I'm a mom with kids. That's part of my business. I help other mothers build businesses. My kids are going to be a pillar. I've got 2 huskies now. Dogs are probably going to be one of my pillars, right? Or maybe I can combine those, my family, because it's my pack, right? Heck, there we go. I've got my pack. There's my pillar. I'm going to talk about my business, helping business owners. There's a pillar, right? Pick a cause that means something to me. I'm, active in the Junior League of Dallas, which is a great organization. So maybe I'm going to causes that are important to the local cities that I'm in that actually have an impact in my community, right? I'm going to talk about that. I need a 4th one. I might ask for help on that. David, maybe you can help me eventually here.
Sure.
Have a personal strategy. This is actually a big reason I went to that personal daily question that is automated. I automated on social media. By the way, if y'all are having problems with what I'm about to talk about, come talk to me. $250. Your personal is automated for 1 year. We'll engage you and build you up. There's a reason why. So one day I'm doing my mascara and I have notifications. At this point, I had notifications on for all of my client accounts that we run on social media. So every time they got, not every little thing, if somebody liked them, nothing. But if somebody made a comment on their page, I got a notification. And I'm getting ready to go to pitch a new client, and I'm doing my mascara. Okay. My phone is the equivalent of the young people would say blowing up. And I'm like, I'm just doing my makeup. Man, is that an emergency? And I flip it over. And I have one particular client. It's notification. And that phone is still buzzing. Like I can't even read what it's saying because it's going zzz, zzz, and it's adding new ones. And all of a sudden it went from 0 to 100 miles per hour while I'm doing my mascara. What happened? One of my clients, not on his business page, not on his own personal page, he made a comment on another friend's post that's politically questionable. People on the right side of the aisle are like right there with him. People on the left side of the aisle were very angry. So angry that they took screenshots of this guy. They hunted down his business page, saw that he had a business. He had something to lose. That's important for business owners. And they started flooding his business page with negative reviews, 1 stars. They've never been a client, all based on a comment on a friend's post from his personal page. I make people mad here. You have to choose what you want to be. You're a business owner. You want to be a business owner? Be a business owner. Do you see the CEO of Walmart running his mouth on random things on Facebook? You're like, oh no, he's better things to do. No, he's smart. He still wants to say those things. He still says them in the back room smoking cigars with his buddies. Not on Facebook. It's too trackable. People can take it. It affects, like if you see, restaurant owners do this. They say one thing and all of a sudden they have 1,000 negative reviews. Social media has made it very easy. So I have a couple. Pick your 4 pillars and stick to them. If these things do not relate to your business, stay away from them. Sex. It's not helping your business. Unless you sell vibrators, there's no reason for you to be talking about sex, not just on your business page, but on your personal page. Drugs, your cocaine habit, your pot habit, I don't care that you smoke, you do whatever you want. You can do as many lines of cocaine off your girlfriend's boobs that you want. Don't care. Don't put it on your personal page whatsoever. some of these seem obvious, right? Here's where we get touchy. Religion, right? And people, but a religion's a big part of who I am, and I need to spread the word of God. That's fair. Who are we talking to? One of our speakers, not here on the summit, but he did a Friday talk with us. He does marketing for dentists or business development for business or for dentists. And he was like, God is just a very big part of my business. And that was part of what I narrowed it down to. So he made an active choice that he was going to have God as be one of his pillars. And that's fine. As long as you are okay with, and I had this conversation recently with an accountant, I'm not religious. So if you talk about God all day in your business, know that you will probably turn me off. And if I'm not the type of client you want, that's fine. But everyone needs to decide who their ideal client is and make sure that if you're going to make a religion a very big part of your personal strategy, because your personal Facebook is no longer personal once you become a business owner, you need to recognize that can have effects. It's not just for, like I said, if somebody's posting all the stuff about Christianity, it's not just, oh, you're a Muslim and that's highly volatile in America. No. Christianity can turn off a lot of people too. It could tell all the Muslims, I don't want to work with that person because I'm afraid they'll not align with my beliefs. So if you're going to talk about religion on Facebook, be sure to understand that you might turn some people off. Here's the next one that makes everyone angry. This is where my client, now I will give this for that particular client. He actually on occasion does run for office or has run for office before. If politics are not going to help you directly, if you're not a politician, if you're not a speaker like Milo, how do you say his name? I don't even know how to say his last name. Politics should not be part of you. Now, if you look at your client avatar and 95% of everyone in that wheelhouse happens to be Republican because let's say you're talking about, you sell guns for a living and you're a big fan of the NRA and Democrats don't like you, okay, maybe you can get into some politics. If politics do not play a specific role in your business or one of your pillars, stay away from them. I understand that you might be passionate about something. You've got to stay away from it. There's no nice way to stay at it. It makes everyone angry. I've had to do this. This is one of the big reasons we automated my personal responses is I need to take a step away from Facebook. Working on Facebook all day, you see everything under the sun. And sometimes I would see a post that would just flip me out and I would share it.
Really?
I know, right? It creates enemies and there's no reason as a business owner, if it does not help me help you, get rid of it. Have intention with your Facebook posts. Several of the speakers on this summit, everyone from Deborah Austin, Gretchen, Doug Grady, Eric Swanson, I can't remember, or Scott Schilling, that was one of the first ones we recorded. Over half of the speakers have said something about intention. Have intention on Facebook on your personal and your business side. Any questions on that?
No, that's good. I think that is important. And I think that if this is really a struggle for you, then I would even more so than ever encourage you to go through the vision challenge, because once you kind of figure out what your core is and where you're going, this becomes a lot easier. It's when you get animated by all these various viruses of whether they're political, religious, whatever things.
Viruses.
Things that don't serve your intention, then you're most likely getting off track, no matter whether it's on social media or it's in your conduct of your business.
It's soul sucking. I'm ex-military intel. News and world happenings used to be my everyday. They used to be my 24/7, literally. We're talking about world news was the difference between me deploying for 2 years and living in a foxhole they're not, right? So world news and how America reacts to it, or how people react to it,
was life affecting, right?
It can affect me personally on such a great level. So I've said I have never actually finished a vision challenge in the way that David fully wants. It's always in my head, though. I'm still answering the questions. And a couple things happen each time I do it. One of them is I had to just cut it out.
Right.
I just had to, like, every now and then I'll go, if something happens, and I'll check it out, and then my heart breaks and I remember why I cut it out. There's nothing I can do for these people anymore, right? I can help business owners. That's what I can do. I can help my family. I can help my community. I can't help people in Syria at this point. That's not my wheelhouse anymore. There's someone else who can do it. This goes back to my negative review we talked. I'm a privileged navel gazer. Sure, I'm a privileged navel gazer. I don't care about your cause if I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Me posting it on Facebook does nothing for your cause.
That's right.
You've got to let it go personally. You've got to let it go on social media. The other thing, and we were talking about this just before we started recording this, is every single time I've done the Vision Challenge, I've been able to do a massive purge in my house. I don't know how I can do so many purges in my house and still have shit to purge. But I have. My office has gotten cleaner each time because, as you said, once you have a vision and you know where you're going, 50% of my books every single time are not necessary.
Yep. They're not on the bridge.
One of my missions is I want to be able to work from anywhere. I've realized that as I do my vision challenge next week myself again, that might change a little bit. I've looked at it and thought, we might need a little office. It doesn't need to be a big office. It doesn't need to be staffed with 50 employees, but we need some space one way or the other, right? I still want to be able to work from anywhere. So what does that mean? It means I don't need books. I need books. Let me rephrase. I need books on Audible.
Sure.
I need to maybe buy a book on an airplane and then turn around and just give it away. Pass it on to somebody else, help the next business owner. Doing that vision challenge is over and over again. And we've talked about this. We're going to make the vision challenge after we open it up next week. It's going to be open for you to do over and over again. If you're a Business Growth Network insider, it's right there ready for you. You can go through it anytime you want. And in fact, I encourage everyone to use the Evernote templates I've created. Evernote's free, by the way. I'm not making any money off encouraging you to use Evernote. But then that document, you don't have to start from scratch each time, right? Mm-hmm. You can say, this personal aspect, my house, that didn't change. Wanting to be in my marriage and committed to making my marriage work didn't change. The commitment to getting my kids in college didn't change. My views on college have changed. So that might, instead of insisting they go to Harvard, I'm like, I don't care if they go to University of Texas at Dallas, right? Not community college though. Not there yet. But my vision has changed. Instead of wanting to work from a computer solely and have solely virtual people in virtual stations working from home, I have a bigger, I sat down, I was telling David this, I was sitting at my desk interviewing for an account manager. And every time I try to hire an account manager, I hire a salesperson, but not an employee. One of the moms was like, how many salespeople would you like? And I just sat there, leaned back, and I was like, I want a fembot army. Is that all right? Can I say that? I want an entire nation of working moms who can work from home while staying with their kids, supporting Business Growth Network and warfare marketing. Is that so much to ask? I want my own army.
There you go.
My army to combat the zombies. You can't combat zombies if you're just one person, right?
Right.
But that vision changes. So please do the vision challenge over and over again. And every single time you do it, I promise you'll start refining this. There's no one thing in here. We talked about this yesterday. You will fail over and over and over again. Michael Jordan has missed more shots in his lifetime than he has made shots. There was a time he didn't make the team in high school. So he sat there and shot over and over and over again. And because he missed a basket, he didn't stop.
Right.
Same thing with you. Just keep on doing it. You're not going to hit the target every time. One day you're going to nail it though, but it's only because you've missed 50 times. Here's where I could get really angry really fast. That same social media manager. Oh, you shouldn't post videos. Don't worry about making those pesky videos. I don't watch them. Nobody watches them.
Not true.
Whew. Yeah, that's not quite how it works. And what speaker was I talking about who, Sean, one of my fellow marketers, stop thinking just because you don't do something, everyone else doesn't do it either.
Right.
Video right now, whatever Facebook wants you to do at any given moment, it will incentivize you in the algorithm for. So what does that mean? In the beginning, it just wanted you to post. In the beginning, I remember looking at Facebook and going, and I'm over on MySpace, right?
Right.
What is this? It's so boring. It's so bland. It's so white. Why? No one's over here. What am I supposed to do? So they would incentivize you just to post, right? Because that's all it needed you to do. And then they bought Instagram. There was a time, and I ran personal tests on this with my clients. If you posted organically the same image on Facebook compared to posting it on Instagram and sharing it to Facebook, because Facebook bought Instagram for like, I don't know, $1 billion, you actually got 7 times more organic views than had you just posted on Facebook. Why? Because they wanted to grow Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time that video alone was really important, and video is a really big important thing right now because Facebook has decided, it wanted to take over Periscope. Periscope was taking too many people, so it said, we're going to squish you, and it invented Facebook Live. They basically declared war, very much warfare, and they're honest. They go to F8 and they said, we declare Carthage. They squished Google Plus, squished them. They declared war on Periscope, squished them. No one's on Periscope anymore. They've declared war on Snapchat. You can now go make those cute little stories, right, and add filters to your face. They've declared war on YouTube, owned by Google. You can now do ads. They're trying to work on, getting people so they can make money, so incentivizing them for putting videos on Facebook, they go viral. They love video. If I could tell you, and I think we were talking about this with Jim Tracer, who was talking about organic social media, how to use it and how he's used it to get clients and get clients for his clients, both agreed, Facebook Live. If you're asking, you're like, I don't have money for a social media manager, I don't know what to post, start with just doing a Facebook Live once a week. Do a Facebook Live once a day. Force yourself, what is that, 40 days of focus with Doug Grady? Do one Facebook Live for 40 days. Answer all the frequently asked questions. Talk about the different stories and the different problems you solve with clients. And you know what you have at the end of 40 days? 40 pieces of brilliant content. 40 potential blog posts that you can push off to a VA to turn that into a blog post. A potential book from those blog posts. 40 YouTube videos, because you can download them, put an intro and an outro, put them up on YouTube. Have somebody turn around and optimize that for you for search. There's not one single other thing I can tell you to do on Facebook for free that will get you more from your time and your money than Facebook Live and video.
Well, let me give a promo or an ad here for our weekly Facebook Live BGN talks. And Richardson Plano Networkers here in Dallas, if you're watching this discussion and you want to get a 30-minute, if you have a talk where you can educate business owners and you just want to give it a try, we've got a studio audience that's usually from 10 to maybe 30 people at the most. But we do it Facebook Live, and that's been a huge success over the last year. In fact, one of the contributors to a lot of the content we're having in this summit is speakers, and they get a lot. I mean, I've got one where I think I had maybe 30 people in the audience. I think I've had over like 2,000 views, and it wasn't that great of a talk, I didn't think. But
you know where all those views come from? Since I run the Facebook on there,
right,
I share it.
Sure.
While the speaker's talking, because I'm not actually speaking at those, I can turn around and share it to the Facebook business moms. I'm sorry, Frisco business moms. I can turn around and share it to the McKinney business moms. I can share it to, the whatever business group of Dallas. And I would like to think that those business owners turn around and do the same to their networks, because that's me adding value to my networks. It can be turned around and embedded on a blog post, directly embedded on a blog post. There's just amazing things you can do with that simple video. So yeah, if you don't know how to do Facebook Live yet, if you're here in the Dallas area, hook up with Dave there and he'll get you a slot for value. I will throw a chair at you if it's not adding value.
Right.
But yeah, that's such an easy thing. I did morning tea with Jena. There was, oh my God, I forgot his name. One of the guys who's very active in the digital marketer engage group is a lab member. He did a Facebook Live in a hospital gown in the emergency room. And if you averaged it out, he made $32 a minute.
Wow.
Now he has, higher end clients, but he happened to be sitting in the hospital bed and he closed a client or two. 32 minutes or $32 a minute, not too shabby. And I asked him, I was talking to him, and I think, did we hop on the phone call? I think we hopped on the phone call. It's a great thing about Lab, kind of what we're building community and business growth network here. Hopped on a call and he's like, Jena, just do it. But I was like, what about my makeup and my hair? And people will be judgy. Just do it. What do you care? Again, kind of like I said about asking your friends to like your page. If somebody cares that much about your damn hair, it's not your client.
So we got video. What next? We got a couple more, I think, and we're kind of approaching.
I don't know. How are we on time?
Yeah, we're about an hour.
Wow, mine are always going long. So confusion. This kind of goes back to your messaging. Get a clear call to action and purge the rest. Okay, zombies, purge it. Purge.
What do you do?
Purge in January. Make January purge month. Not people, stuff. Cheap. Don't be cheap. Here, the bottom line, I've mentioned this a couple times. If you're going to go to Facebook, specifically Facebook, you're going to pay to play big. There are ways you can lower your costs significantly by using that pixel, by retargeting your existing audience, by making sure to add blog posts or extreme value to your cold audiences, and then putting them into a funnel. That goes back to the marketing strategy yesterday. Don't go spend a lot of money without a funnel. Please don't. A good example is this: my client spent $5,000 on Facebook, zero return, because he had zero marketing strategy, zero funnel, zero lead magnet. It was just, call me and hire me, right? Put a funnel in place, and we can't spend more than $500 a month, even if we tried, because we hit everybody at a lower cost and we convert them 3 times the business. And it only took us about 2 months to do that. And this goes back to the same thing as we talked about yesterday, is build one bridge. If you listen to the summit, listen to everyone, by the way, go back, because there are things you don't know that you needed to know in every single one of these. Somebody has said something, and maybe they say the same thing as somebody else, but the point is it needs to be drilled in your head that it's important. Gratitude has been a big one. Everyone's talking about you have to have a positive attitude, right? Build one bridge. Go learn everything you can. Go do a vision challenge. Decide where you're going. Build a strategy, and then implement one bridge off that strategy. Build one bridge from start to finish of how you're going to get clients to know that you exist, to becoming a referral partner for you. One whole bridge, start to finish, so that and if it doesn't work and they get stuck, you know where it's broken, you know where to fix the bridge, you know where there's a hole. Build one, build another one, build another one. You figure out what works, build the Golden Gate Bridge, and spend $50,000 on the perfect one, because you'll have the money for it. Kind of running over, kind of give you an example. This is the cost to build that bridge for me is $2,400, or better yet, we have a growth workshop. Come see how Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn can work inside your customer value journey. And it's not $3,500 or $2,400 to have me do it. It's $197 to have me help you brainstorm. And actually, and Dave has been there, I actually tell you what to put in each box, and we sit there and we go around a table. It's a small group, and, you know, put networking here in awareness, put paid Facebook in awareness for you. And we work through exactly what needs to be in each spot for you. If you want a free audit, I'm going to kind of do some of the other ones of doing it. If you join Business Growth Network Insiders in January, I will do a free Facebook audit for you. Personally, not my team. I will personally go through your Facebook and do an audit.
Cool. Well, that's a great deal.
How did I stop screening? There we go. There we go. So we totally went over, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, but it's all been good. And I mean, I think that for those that have gone through it, another good reason, sometimes you can't sit down for a full hour, but you know, or an hour and a half or whatever this ends up being. But another reason to have access to these videos, because you can go back, you can stop it. I mean, I do the same thing on YouTube. I'll find things that I like. I'm always, you know, adding it to my favorites, and I'll get halfway through, you know, a video by somebody or a motivational video or whatever, and then I say, okay, I'm going to come back to that. So same thing you can do now with the Business Growth Network, with this summit. You can come back and say, I really want to hear Scott Schilling's talk again. And I do. I mean, I've already heard it, and I'm going to go through it again next week, and, you know, whenever I'm...
That's actually a good point, because Scott, I did his first, so I didn't have the reference points of hearing everyone else's.
Yeah.
When hearing his. So yeah, going through Scott's, and I hardly remember. I remember a few, you know, maybe 2 takeaways from Scott's. And that's another one. Every time you watch, there's so much information, especially in mine, right? I have a tendency to overdo it probably. There's so much good value in any one of these conversations. And every time you hear the conversation, you're going to hear it differently.
Right.
You know, you've implemented 2 items, you hear the talk again, and you're like,
oh, I missed that one.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
So, and that's Ryan. I hear Ryan Dice talk all the time, and, you know, some of his stories are exactly the same. You know, he talks about how he was $250,000 in debt to the IRS is one of his big stories he does for his machine and the email automation that we do with Active Campaign. And I always heard that one way, and then, you know, you start turning it off. And then one day we were sitting down with somebody who wanted me to do marketing for equity. And I turn around and ask to the group, and he's like, remember that story?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I don't think we'll be doing equity with a $14 million valuation. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Those little surprises are not fun. Trust me.
So if you have any questions, I will be over in the Vision Challenge answering questions. I feel like I'm doing the interviewer spot. I'll let you take it over.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, Jena, that this is the second and last time we'll see you as the interviewed rather than the interviewer. And like I said before, you've done a great job with being the interviewer, especially knowing where you came from, not being an extrovert and not necessarily this being your comfort zone, but you look very comfortable, and you've done well. And this was a good talk today. I think it's a lot of value, and I think, again, everybody should just continue to enjoy all of these talks. Join the network, and you can have them at your disposal whenever you need them over the next year. But with that, I think we ought to sign off and let them enjoy the next one.
All right. You have a good day, and you got a lot more to go. Just Tuesday, so enjoy your conversation.
Thanks again, Jena. You did a great job.
Come see us over in Vision Challenge.
All right. Let's fight on.